Hello, Crawford Avenue family and friends. I hope that you're doing well. We do have a few short announcements to share with you this week. The emergence of the coronavirus has affected us all, and we would like to hear about how the Lord has been using this whole experience in your own life or in the life of your family. And so what we are asking you to do is to take just a few minutes and to make a short video. The video just could be 30 seconds or a minute, just a very short video sharing how the Lord has used this experience in your life. It could be something that the Lord has taught you. It could be something that you are particularly thankful for during this season. It could be something that's been particularly challenging for you. But if you would share with us how the Lord has been using this time in your life, we would greatly appreciate that. If when you make those videos, do want to remind you not to record them in the portrait style up and down, but landscape side to side, so that would be helpful. And then you can send those videos along to John Ross, our assistant pastor. His email address is john@crawfordavenue.org, or you can text it to him if you know his phone number, and you can get that in the membership directory. And then once John receives those videos, he'll compile them and edit them and so forth and put them together. And then that will be a way that we can share with the church how the Lord is working in individual lives and families during this time. So I hope that you'll take advantage of that opportunity, a unique opportunity to challenge and to encourage one another in our congregation. Also want to remind you, second announcement, want to remind you that this Sunday we will actually be continuing our series that I've been preaching in John chapter 17 entitled Listen to Jesus Pray. Now you might have thought last week that we wrapped up the series. We did conclude the chapter and look at the last few verses there in John chapter 17. But in this last Sunday, what I want us to do is to step back and take a big picture look at the chapter as a whole. And so if you have not been able to hear any of the sermons so far, or if you've only heard one or two of the sermons in this series, this is actually a good time to jump in because we're going to be looking at the chapter as a whole and wrapping it up, and I think you'll find it to be very encouraging. Also want to remind you of the prayer meeting, online prayer meeting that we are having each Sunday night at 8:30, and encourage you to join us this Sunday night at 8:30 for a time of sharing and prayer. Those times have been immensely encouraging. I've just heard from numerous people how much they've appreciated those times, and so hope you'll join us for that prayer time as well. The final thing that I want to share with you this week is just on a personal note. As your pastor, I have been so encouraged to see over the last number of weeks how you, the body at Crawford Avenue, are loving one another and caring for one another. It has just been such a blessing to witness you serve one another and meet one another's needs. I have heard from a number of people over and over again how much they appreciate that other people have reached out to them, have sought to serve them, or offered to serve them in various ways. And so to date, we've been very intentional about trying to identify needs in the congregation and then meeting those needs with a person or group of people that can meet those needs. And so to date, as far as we understand it, we have been able to meet all the needs that have arisen in the congregation. If there are some needs that perhaps we've missed or we're not aware of, I would encourage you either directly to just pursue that and meet that need, or let us know so that we can connect someone or a group of people or resources to that need so that we can continue to care for one another and love one another as Christ would have us to during this time. But the main point I want to emphasize here is just how grateful I am for the ways that you are pursuing one another in love. And I want to encourage you in that and praise God for you and for your love for one another. Well, those are all the announcements that we have this week. Of course, this is a very unusual time, but the Lord is giving us grace to walk through this time. And I think not only to walk through this time, but by His grace and mercy, even to be fruitful and to thrive during this time. That's what we want to pray for. That's what we want to seek. And let's continue to seek the Lord and to use these days for His glory.